Advanced strike underway. Brace for impact.
Hey guys, long time no see. Today we're here to talk about the latest 2025 roadmap for Company of Heroes 3. So right now we're all the way up to year 3 for this game, and we're fresh off the heels of the 2.0 anniversary update, which, among other improvements, we saw the latest and greatest heavy tanks added to the game as part of the Fire and Steel DLC. Player counts are at an all-time high, and now supposedly, CoH3 is consistently beating CoH2 in average player counts. So it's nice that a modern Co has finally surpassed its decades-old predecessor. So I guess you could say the game is doing pretty good and the player base is pretty healthy. Without further ado, here is the Year 3 roadmap for Company of Heroes 3 that Relic just released a few weeks ago. In addition to multiplayer balance changes, it looks like the biggest bullet points for this year are more new battle groups, more new maps, and surprisingly, a few new cosmetics sprinkled in there. Just a few days ago, Relic announced on their socials that the spring tuning patch will be coming on April 29th, which is in a few weeks from the date of this video. It looks like we're not going to expect anything groundbreaking in this update, but what we should be expecting are multiplayer balance changes, most likely to fine-tune the balance of the DLC battle groups and other overperforming and underperforming units right now in the meta. It's a little hard to say how involved we can expect these changes to be, but honestly, I'm hoping they might finally do something to give the cloaked to Wehrmacht MGs a little bit more balance, because right now having a cloaked unit at tier 0, minute 0 of every game with the first strike bonus is insanely powerful, and it doesn't have any trade-offs like a munitions cost or anything like a command point cost to mitigate that. So I'm hoping they do something to change that up. I'm also hoping they do something to change up the current multiplayer meta like Jägerschreck blobs and the US AT half-track spam, because lately these units have been aces, like absolute must-build units in the latest meta with very little drawbacks. After the spring update, we have another update in the summer to look forward to, which is billed as a quote-unquote minor update, but I'm excited to see 3 new maps being added to the game. We're not sure yet what game modes to expect them for, for 1v1, 4v4 or whatever, but new maps are always good to see. And in addition to more balance changes, we're seeing for the first time in a long time in the CoH3 roadmap, the mention of new cosmetics being added to the game. Okay, pause. Now, for a quick review, the first update that came to CoH3, its first major update after its launch, was called Operation Sapphire Jackal. And that made a big deal of enabling the in-game store and cosmetics without any major gameplay fixes, bug fixes, or feature additions that early players expected from Relic. The backlash was pretty bad, and rightfully so. I mean, we didn't even have name tags for online players, we didn't have replays, observer mode, we didn't have a lot of core features. And it really took until the grand 2.0 update for this game to finally start feeling like a fully completed product. Anyways, as a response to the backlash, they mentioned that they would be cutting back on cosmetic content to focus solely on improving the game. And so they did. Okay, unpause. Fast forward to this summer's update. It looks like they're finally reaching a place where they can develop new skins. But my major concern is, will these skins actually be good? Lots of game companies have tried to make cosmetics for their World War II themed games. You could look at Call of Duty Vanguard, which is a AAA game, and to their credit, they actually had some good skins in the game before they started to run out of ideas and started making more silly, tactical looking skins. Or you could look at Battlefield 5, another major AAA shooter, which had an entire subreddit dedicated to people trying to create aesthetic World War II soldiers using the mishmash of random cosmetics that were in the game. Fun fact for people who didn't play Battlefield 5, the Germans and British factions didn't get their actual historically accurate uniforms until the game's final live service update, which is a mere year and a half after its launch. So when you look at all of these major AAA games and their World War II skins, it's no surprise that the skins that Relic put out for Company of Heroes 3 just weren't that great. You have some decent looking skins like the Forest Ranger skins that the Brits have. It gives them more of a British commando look for their units. But then you have the winter camo for the Wehrmacht in a game that takes place in the Mediterranean and the North African desert. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, there was snow in Italy around World War II. But believe it or not, even though we have a map in the game called Winter Line, there's no weather tech in Company of Heroes 3. So there's no snow, there's no rain. And more often than not, you're gonna see these winter Wehrmacht soldiers prancing around the sand dunes of North Africa, sweating in their thick snow layers. Other skins are just a little disappointing in my opinion, like Earth Red, which is sort of like a poopy brown for the US forces, and another white winter-looking skin, but for the Africa Corps of all factions. And the Brits get another brown skin that gives them these brownish-looking uniforms, but still denies them their pants and general standard service uniform from the Italian campaign. I mean, come on, Relic, the skins are right there. Plus, some of the later skins they quietly added to the game look alright, but aren't even full sets. Like the Boardroom set for USF, which at the full price of 40,000 merit, gives you vehicles, but no infantry skins. And the elusive Fallen Leaf set for Wehrmacht, which is one of the coolest skins in the game in my opinion. It only exists for a handful of units. You may ask, where are the other skins for the rest of the army? The image of these skins for Fallen Leaf was data mined as early as June 2023. So we know that there was a conception of them. They could have been in the files for all we know, but I don't know what's going on with the cosmetics department at Relic. Either way, I'm begging them to finish some of these sets that they've started and hopefully introduce new ones that aren't crazy outlandish or silly like, some of the games that have other skins. Honestly, I'd be happy if they did some really simple but tasteful changes to the unit skins, like helmet and cap replacements, or nice uniform recolors that aren't just all blue, all white, all brown. I'm talking about something that makes us feel like our playable soldiers resemble some of our more favorite iconic movies and media.
Drive and pay attention now. This is the way to drive. Continue, Jackson.
Introducing skins to battle group units as well is probably also another really easy way for Relic to print money, seeing as we have major units like the King Tiger and Pershing and the Easy 8, all of these tanks in-game that had skins in CoH2. So it seems crazy to me that they'd pass up the opportunity to give them really cool skins in CoH3. Either way, I'm hoping the new cosmetics teased on the roadmap are worthwhile and affordable to new players, especially since we can't use merit to buy anything else like Battlegroups anymore. Last but not least, and a big surprise, Relic announced 4 new Battlegroups coming in a major DLC update this fall. Personally, I'm extremely surprised to see them aim for another 4 Battlegroups so soon after the latest DLC release. Believe it or not, this is the fastest we've seen new Battlegroups being added to the game, and I'm curious to see what people speculate will be in these new ones. So we're talking about 4 new Battlegroups, and lots of the campaign units have already made it into the game, like the Australians and the Canadians, but there's probably still some good assets for them to turn around. For example, we have the Italian partisans from the campaign. Or, of course, the Wehrmacht Nashorn tank destroyer that people expected to be in the Heavy Tanks DLC, but still remains out of our grasp. This is the sort of stuff that's sort of low-hanging fruit. They pick these easy options for at least half of the factions, but I'm curious to see if they introduce brand new assets and vehicles into the game. Maybe we could see some more early war Italian tanks, some alternative light vehicles. There's lots of stuff that's in-game, but it's exciting to speculate what they're thinking of adding that's brand new. We also have
redacted content.
What the heck is redacted? We have a redacted line in the same update as a new Battlegroup DLC, so it can't necessarily be even more factional Battlegroup DLC, right? What can we expect? New major mechanics? Weather tech? Japanese or Soviets?
We have made Comrade Stalin proud.
Anyways, what do you guys think I'll add for Battlegroups or the future mystery stuff? Drop a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry, I know I've been a bit inconsistent with uploads lately, but I've been busy with life stuff, so streaming and YouTube content sort of crept away from me. I'm going to be sure to try and upload some more content when I can, whether it be some recorded gameplay for myself or casting other players' games, which you can share in the Discord for me to cast if you send me your replays. If you haven't already noticed, I'm also dipping my toes outside of Co with a full playthrough of Silent Hill 2. Get back here. Get back here. Stop scurrying. What the hell, dude? So be on the lookout for more of that as it comes. I think it'll be really fun to switch things up with other games outside of Company of Heroes for now, but we'll see how that goes. Again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.